Hi. Um, I'm sorry that I haven't been doing Vlogmas because there's so much going on in my life. So yesterday, I went on a class trip with my class, obviously. We went to the Fab 40s. If you don't know where that is in Sacramento, and it's like every year, like they do some Christmas sort of thing, and it's like so cool, I guess. We rented a party bus for our class. We had like a whole bunch of like different things. It was so fun. We went ice skating, like, all cool.
Everyone against the wall.
Kelly. So we got off the bus, okay? And this is the time I almost got kidnapped by Corella DeVille. She legit looked like Corella DeVille, and honestly, she might be your twin sister. We got out at the Fab 40s, and we were walking through the Fab 40s, the light show, all that, whatever. And me and my friends were walking, and some random old Corella DeVille lady just comes up to me, or two of my friends, and she just gives them a big hug. She's like, oh my gosh, such a nice day, right? Like, she's nice and all that, right? And we're like, yeah, it's nice, it's nice. And then she's like, so where are you guys from? I was like, you good, bro? We say, where we're from. She's like, oh, cool, cool. And then my friends felt uncomfortable, and I did too. So I walked ahead, but not knowing that they would not do the same. They walked behind. So it's just them, her, then me in the front. So then she comes up to me, stranger danger. And I'm all by myself because I walked ahead of the group. And she goes, wow, it's such a nice place here, huh? And I'm like, yeah, it's pretty cool. And then she says, who's your teacher? And I'm like, okay. And I just tell her name because, like, she won't really know. And then she's like, oh, really? Is she here with you? And I'm like, no, we're here as a class. And she says, who are you with? And she's like, and I said, the parents. Like, the parents of our class. And she's like, are you from a club, like a high school? And I'm like, no, we're from an 8th grade class. And she's like, okay, so I'm guessing the parents are here with you? And I'm like, yeah, they are. They're behind. And she's like, where is the class? Like, where is everyone? And I think they're behind. Like I said, like 3 different times. I'm like, oh my gosh. You must have to be, do you think we'll have to be rich in order to do this stuff? And I'm like, yeah, you probably do. She's like, no, you don't. And I'm like, oh, really? And yeah, she's like, yeah, do you know about investing? And I'm like, and then she tells me, because I know this guy, oh my gosh, he's so cool. His name's David Ramsey. And I'm like, David Ramsey? Who the flip-flop is David Ramsey? And she's like, you know who that is? And I'm like, yeah, I think so. And she's like, okay, well, he's like some investor, and he always talks about finance and investing and doing all these things. And I'm like, oh, really? That's so cool. And she's just talking about David Ramsey, like 10 minutes, 5 minutes. I'm like, oh my gosh, shut up about David Ramsey already. And I don't know who he is. And so my friend, Theone, she sees this random lady talking to me. So she was like, and so the Corella DeVille, right? She was legit going like this, holding me, like actually holding me, putting her arm around me, and walking faster away from the group. And I'm like, okay, this is kind of weird, but I'm not the kind of person, so like if she was gonna keep walking with me, I wouldn't have left her. Like, if it gone too far, then yes, obviously I would. But, like, if it's just, like, a few feet or, like, a few yards away from them, then it's fine. But then I'm not going to leave her because I don't want to make her feel bad or something. I don't know. And so Fiona comes behind us and just trails along listening. And I'm like, okay, good. At least I know someone that's behind me, and she's, like, my best friend, so it's, like, fine. And, so she goes, she says to me, Carla DeVille, you're such a nice guy. You're so polite. You'd look like someone I'd invest in. I'd invest in you. Some 50-year-old wants to invest in me. Okay, whatever that means. And I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. And then she's like, And she hugs me again, like so tight. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? In my head, she was so drunk. Her breath, her body smelled like red wine. She was so drunk. She couldn't even walk in a straight line. And I think that's why she was holding me, because she couldn't walk straight. And I'm like, oh my God, can this girl just get the flip-flop off of me? So, like, she was all over me. She was going like this, and she had like a real minx coat. Like, it was an actual fur coat made out of real fur. And I'm like, oh my God, you just need to leave me alone. Like, I was thinking this. She wouldn't stop talking about David Ramsey again. And I'm like, oh my God. She keeps walking with me faster and faster by the second. And I'm like, can you not, please? I'm trying to be with my friends, not get kidnapped today. Then, after she's like, you'll invest in me, I was just like, can this girl, first of all, not smell like actual alcohol when she's hugging a 13-year-old boy when she's 50? Second of all, not ask where I'm from and everything about me or say things like that. That's just played out creepy, right? So she hugs me again. And then after that last hug, she hugged me maybe 6 times throughout the whole thing. And I'm just like, can you not, please? And then, I kind of like trail back with my friends after she asked me, like, you're a guy that I invested in and hugs me. Because, like, that makes me so uncomfortable. A 50-year-old drunk lady telling a 13-year-old boy that they'd invest in them when they just met. Who knows what invest in them means? I don't have money. I don't work in finance. Why would you say that to someone? I know you're drunk, but if you're that drunk that you can't walk in a straight line, do not be on the streets. Because that is so not okay. And so she hugs me, and she's like, so and I say, all right, I'm going to go back with my friends. And I'm like, bye. And then she says, wait, what's your name? Me, my stupid self, said my actual first name, right? And by this time, my friends saw that I was talking to this random lady, and they told one of the chaperones, and he's like really nice, and like he's really cool. And so there, like, the word spread throughout the whole class, like, instant. Like, it was just like, this guy, Chris, is talking to some random lady. Like, he's just doing this. Like, so I'm like, okay. So at least I knew that people were there. And even the chaperone saw that she was walking faster with me. And she's just like, and he caught up with us behind me just to see, like, what we were talking about. And she said, so what's your name? So I said my first real name. And then she's like, oh, that's so cool. And then she's like, what? I need to know your last name. And I'm like just standing there, like, I'm not going to tell you my last name. And then the chaperone comes in, and he says, okay, that's enough. And then she's like, what? Like, what? Like, why? And then I was about to say his name, but the chaperone and Cruella de Vil start arguing about talking to me. And I'm just like, can you, like, not, like, legit just stop, let me be, and just stop. Like, so then while they were talking, me and Theone, she grabs me, like, hard, and she, like, darts with me, like, in front of them. Like, we were walking so fast because we did not want to be anywhere near them, because she heard almost the whole thing. And I was there, so I was like responding and stuff. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. And then, so we walk in the front, and then they catch up with us, Cruella de Vil and the chaperone. And so we're walking, and then she's just like, all right, bye, like, politely, I guess, to the chaperone. And she turns the other way, and then we walk straight, and she turns. And, like, for the 15 minutes, the whole class was just talking about it. Like, we were just talking about, like, what was happening. And, like, every single person came up to me and said, what did she say to you? What is she doing? Like, what did she say? And, like, so I explained it to almost everyone. And so, yeah, it was just, like, why did she want to know where we were from, who our teacher is, where we are, like, who's with me, where is the rest of my group? She wants to invest in me. What's my name? And she needs to know my last name. She didn't say, oh, also, what's your last name? She said, I need to know your last name. Thank God for the chaperone to show up that right time. Oh my gosh, I was honestly about to say a fake last name, which would have been even better. I really should have said a fake first name too, but like it's okay. And she legit looked like Cruella de Vil. I'm not even joking. And on the bus, because we had a limo party bus, it was like so luxury. Oh my gosh. And it was just so fun. But then the person that she hugged too, not just me, like my friend, after that, on the bus, like we were sitting close to each other, and she's just like, I feel uneasy. Like I feel odd now after she hugged me. And I'm like, honestly, me too. Like she actually gave me the chills. Like I did not want to even do anything after that. Like we were like partying, we were like screaming lyrics to songs, like we were partying on the bus, and then she's just like there hugging us after on off the bus. And I'm just like, that whole night after that, my stomach felt odd. Like I personally felt uneasy and odd, and it's just like, right? So yeah, that is my story of me almost getting kidnapped yesterday. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'm sorry that I'm still here. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, and goodbye.